Welcome to week 51 of the house build. Nearly done a year. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? So, thank you for the new membership numbers. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this one as much as you like the last one, because you joined. We've had some good progress this week. We've had some noisy progress and dusty. It's been horrendous, the dust inside the house, so it did cause us a bit of a delay, and it's still covered in dust even now. So if you want to find out what happened, keep on watching. Alright, so what's happening today? Well, my doors have arrived. These have been repaired from the ones that cracked, injected with resin, I'm told. That's my new lovely looking door. So these guys are going to put it in place, and what's more, the welder's here. I'll show you my little railings. That's the word I was looking for the other day, railings. So he's put that was just a sample piece. So there's my railings. Oh, there's a bit of a little garden thing that the gardeners gave us, and they did over there as well. Over there, moved my bougainvillea to the middle. I'll show you, hold on. Let me get out of the way of the door, people. So the bougainvillea's there, and they put a little bit of a garden thing there just to tidy the end up. We've got 5 or 6 of these. I think I don't know what they're called. I put me big foxtail, they're small foxtail. No, they're not, forget I said that. Don't know what they are. There's a big foxtail palm down the bottom. There's an extra foxtail palm right down there. There's these I call them spider plants, but I don't know what they are. And then round the back here, we've got my other foxtail palm is sitting there. So that's either side of the barbecue unit. And then I've got my baby foxtail palms are sitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that grass in between the foxtail palms will actually be taken out because we want plants in there, not grass. So that's there's a bit of repairs needed there where there was a running, because we had another massive downpour last night. Rainy season's upon us for certain. So there's a little bit of repair that's needed there. Although, to be honest with you, the grass will grow over that. But as we've got some grass left over, there's nothing stopping me just putting a couple down here, a couple extra down there. It's not going to do any harm, is it? So when it's dried off a bit, maybe lunchtime or late afternoon, I'll stick some more down there, down that runway bit, give it a sprinkling with water if it needs it. Now I've still got a puddle here, but I suspect when the sun hits it, it'll soon go. But that's not good really for drainage, is it? That shows that there's poor drainage. So what I will probably do, we'll see how this goes, we'll check it out, and then if I have to do a bed of concrete there in front of the poles with the fissures here, it would look quite pleasant. So I might just do a little kind of a patio thing here to get rid of that. We're going to leave the route in for the next 2 weeks or so, because I've told the guys I don't want anyone walking on the grass except me for 2 weeks. So I've stopped all external works that involve walking on the grass, just to give it a chance, you know, because I spent 200,000 pesos on this grass, nearly $250,000 by the time it's all finished. So I wanted to give it a fair old chance, don't I? And some bits where it's slightly uneven, I could live with it, I really could. But me being OCD and from England, I'll probably get some soil, mix it with sand, and just sprinkle it on the low areas once in a while, once a month, and just build up the levels so they're flat, because the grass will grow through that. Maybe do that at the end of the rainy season. There's no point in doing it before, it'll just wash away. So maybe October, November, December time, you'll see me out here sprinkling soil on it, and you'll be saying, why are you doing that, Dan? It looks great. Well, that's the reason. So they're going to remove the old temporary support, and it was temporary, and put my new doors in. So that's what they're doing here. There's the welder taking out the extra pieces, and he's going to line them up so they all line up. Right, you see that my nice little random pattern that I've got going there? Well, I've just spoken to the welder, and he's going to put me the same random pattern on these two gates here. So all of that will be the bars like normal. Then we'll have the random pattern in the middle. The random pattern is painted a bronzy colour, so it'll all match between that and the front door. And it's just little things like that that will link it together. And it's little things like that that I would advise anyone building a house to do, because to do it at a later date, it's going to cost you time and money. So do it while it's being built, and it's free. Right, so what we've got round here, these paving slabs come round, shoot round the corner very slowly, and then join up here, because when anyone walks round this side of the building, there's no way they're going to use this path. Even I'm not going to use a path. So I didn't want a route becoming in my grass. So I've just put some stones down there. You can see how easy they are to make. Leave them for 7 days, they go rock solid. I'll keep that formwork for if I need it again, if I need more slabs. In fact, I'm thinking about putting more slabs in the back, so we'll keep that for a few months. Right, what they're doing, they're taking the soil from here, smoothing the gradient out, putting it here. The plan is, after the rainy season, to grass all of this. We can't grass that bit at the moment because we're still doing the pipes to go into the cesspit, which have been bought and are outside waiting to be done. So Ronnie could do that, but I told him don't do anything that involves you standing on the grass. I think he's inside doing the shower fitments I bought the other day. Well, it's midday on Friday, and I'm not going to bother watering that. I should have watered this morning, should have watered this afternoon, but look, I mean, I'm still leaving my footprints in the wet soil because of last night's deluge. There's a couple of runway paths that have happened in the grass area here, so when that's dried a little bit, we've got loads of grass left over, we'll just put some soil down there, put some more grass on it, Give it 2 weeks. Luscious, luscious. Well, I don't know if you can hear me from all the grinding that's going on with the granite. They're cutting the granite to size on one of the sides pieces. Right, we bought yesterday a 50-metre hose, and it just goes to the end there, and it goes to there. So from there to there is a 50-metre hose. I haven't turned the tap on yet, so I don't know the pressure at the far end, but all it's got to do is water. Now, when I was walking down there to lay the hose out, that ground there, although it looks semi-dry, it is not semi-dry at all. It's still a marsh down there. So I was thinking about giving it a quick, watering, but I'm not going to. I set out some of the other plants. There's a couple of what look to be dead miniature bamboos there. This is just my idea of where they should go. Obviously Joy will definitely change it, but I'll water them tomorrow when I come down. I put 3 here. I put 1 there, which I might change the position, thinking about. I put it there because I wanted just to add a bit of shade to the pump. I put 1 there, and there's 1 or 2 right over there somewhere. So yeah, I might move that one because it obstructs the view of my palm, foxtail palm. So I might move that one some direction, I don't know. Nothing's fixed. There's 1 there as well. So that's what's happening at the minute. Ronnie's going mad down the far end. Hang on a minute. I'm still here. What's the time? 11 o'clock. I'm still here from 7. Actually, I'm quite enjoying it. I suppose I've got to put a bit of time into my own garden. I can't keep relying on other people to do it, can I? Right, what was I going to tell you? Ronnie's down the far end of the property, putting some pipes in for the cesspit, or rather he's not, he's doing the drainage, surface drainage, so he's just shooting that out the back, but there's 3 connections he has to do. He did 1 yesterday at the back of the house, which he did a good job of that. The granite guys have ordered another slab, not a big slab though like that, but one of the normal domesticated narrower slabs, so that should be on site in a few days, but they are slicing the other one to size at the moment, and I've just been told by him that they should be, or they hope to be, installing in the kitchen tomorrow after they've done all the cutting today, and then starts the grinding work and the smoothing off, and he said that causes a mess. So still I suppose it'll be a mess at the other end because the carpenter's got, the electrician's got to hammer out the wall to put that electrical pipe in, hasn't he? Oh well, at least I'm outside in the fresh air. I tell you what, I must have drunk 2 litres of fizzy pop today. No wonder I'm beginning to bloat out. Anyway, back to work, and back to work. The guys that have just installed my door are these 2 guys. So I thank you very much for your superb work. Thank you very much. So you might have seen I got a, when they close, you've got two door handles the same here, and you've got a central lock. This one locks on the top and the bottom into the floor, and this one locks obviously into the side of there, and there, and this one is the same sort of lock as this. It looks the same, but It's built the same. There's keys to that, but it hasn't got a mechanism, so it just looks the same. Right, what they're going to do is these are in place now. Then they're going to return at a later date, maybe a couple of days or a week, just to let these settle in the sun, because we know what happens when the sun hits them. Then he's going to sand the face. He's going to apply the finish to the face, and then he's bought some of the brass mouldings, and then he's going to insert the brass mouldings onto both leaves of the door. So that's going to take place in the next week to 2 weeks. But so long as I've now got a lockable door, we can cross that one off the list. And all we're worried about now is the kitchen and finishing off a couple of AC things and the painters. So painters and electrician turn up next week. These guys, they have some weird hours. What time is it? It's gone 12. They haven't really... I shouldn't say that. There we go, the welder's got the sheet off and he's welded on my hinges. And he's got a, he's got a little handle. Let me see. Look, a professional looking handle, so that's excellent. And we've got another one there, that's going on that gate. And we're awaiting one for that gate. So thank you very much, Mr. Welder. Now we've built up that area, as you can see, so I think before we lose the use of that grass, we're going to grass that area over there. So we'll just get it a little bit flatter, and I think we can start to grass it, get rid of that rubbish. I have to grass it in the next day or two, otherwise that grass that we've got will die. So and they've started to backfill around here, as you can see, so it's all taking shape, So the supports for the canopy have been, well, I don't know, that's kind of a stipple finish. I thought it was going to be splatter dash, but it's not. It's a stipple finish. It looks very nice. Yep, that's shining in the sun. Both sides, looks very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh dear. Right, okay, the painters are going to just make good that bit. They told me they're going to do that today. Ronnie's going to put me eye loops, hooks, whatever you call them, bolts in these three, hopefully today. We can fit the wire tomorrow, and then I can put the shades up temporarily. We can see where the sun comes across. We can put the bamboo in the missing places. In the meantime, I'll go down to the fishman, pay him his deposit, and he can get himself all ready to come and put the filters in. Also, Ronnie's going to just put the pipes that go from here into the garage. Now, one of the workers who's been excellent, Joy asked him if he knew anyone that could help with watering the lawn and well, basically watering the lawn, and he's brought his wife on board and she's doing a great job, so hats off to her. Okay, it doesn't need watering at the moment, does it? Because it had a torrential downpour last night, but I think by the end of today she'll give it another watering. In the meantime, she's laying bits of grass that where we've got holes appearing, and her and her husband are moving, well, he's moving soil from there to the corner, and she's going to lay the grass in the corner. And Ronnie is preparing to do my, I want to see the first one go down, to be honest with you. Getting it all nice and smooth, ready for my grey paint. Are you going to paint it today?
Primer, sir.
Primer, yeah.
Primer.
Here's my gates. Yes, very nice that, very nice indeed. Well, this is the area that we're going to soil and grass, this area here, from about there maybe, and we'll move up all the way to the road. So what that young lady's doing is we're shifting all of the rubbish. We're going to stick it in there somewhere, just get some soil and put it over the rubble, so we give the grass a chance, and then maybe, hopefully, we get a couple of bits of turf laid by the end of today. There you go. In fact, the turf's there ready to be laid, so things are looking good. So you can see they've started to reduce that great big mound there, and they've taken a big chunk out of that bit that was sticking out at the top, so they've slanted that down a bit. They're cracking on with that. That's going over there. Yeah, those guys are working in the Philippine sun. I couldn't do it.
Mali, Ron. Pagkatanggal.
Tanggal na eh.
Oo, yung lalagay.
Hindi, ba't ito lang ano? Basta may tubig pa siya. Ah,
Wala yan.
ano?
Ganda.
Oh, look
Nice.
at that! Ronnie is the master.
Uy! Tas mo to, Ron.
Mapakating ko itong ano.
Hindi.
And there you have Ronnie's handiwork. He's done me a little bit of a patio. That was his first time using it, bit of a sample area. So it's not the end of the world, looks quite nice. By the time that's aged a bit, I might even paint it red, or not red, but like a stony clay colour. It'll look quite nice. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for that. See, my little friend's done some grass down the far end. It's looking good, and I can see she's watered this as well. Let's go and see what all that noise is in the kitchen. So the extra strength cables have been run through and up into the locations near the ACs in both the dining room and the living room. So now we've got to get rid of the dust that's been caused, and that's going to be a job and a half because there's tons of it. Right, the master bedroom has all been painted, and the only thing that I can see it needing is a clean, and in the ensuite there's a tiny bit of grouting needed. The electrical plug to the water heater and the shower glass. And then maybe a little varnish on the doors. Then I think we can safely say this area is ready for giving over to Joy's mum for a proper clean. Clean the windows inside and out, that kind of thing. Clean the floor. Scrub the floor, should I say. So I think, in all fairness, this is finished. I think that door still needs a water seal around the sides of it, but the guy's coming back and he's also going to be putting fly screens on all the opening windows. So, but he can do that when we're actually inside the place. So I'm going to say this room's finished. Well, you can see we've started to give it the first coat. It's going to be dark grey on the top, or dark grey all round. That little bit in the middle is kind of goldish stroke brass, whatever you want to call it, and the middle bits are light grey. Now that looks nice, doesn't it? That's my little gateway, little fence, whatever you want to call it. Yes, he's done well that. So we'll have another one of them on the back, just to stop Max from giving it grief. I think that colour scheme's quite nice. I did ask for light grey instead of white, but he's put white there. But to be honest, I think white looks a good contrast to the dark grey and the house behind it. So I'm quite happy with that. And from here, the driveway, yeah, it adds a touch of class to the whole thing. So I'm glad I put that little fence there. I think it's right that it's there. Right, what Ronnie's doing here is putting me a stone faced, I don't know what you call it, just a bit of concrete with some stones on it for hard wearingness, and it's going to be slightly different to the path that goes round, but it'll all match. So he's doing that now. That'll be nice and hard wearing. Yeah, very good. So you can see what he does. He puts the base of concrete down. He gets his stones, which are a size 12, I think. Sprinkles that on the concrete, knocks them in with that thing there just to flatten them into the concrete, and then waits a little bit and then sprays the hose pipe over it to wash off any surplus concrete that's gone over the stones, and then you get that kind of appearance. Once it's dried off, of course, it'll look a lot nicer, but that's the effect. And this here, just got some very fine gravel from the front of the house, and I put it on there and brushed it off with a brush, and the gravel went in the gaps and it looks a lot better. So we'll do that to the rest of it, and yeah, because that looks that's got big gaps to it in between the mould, but when you put that on, it flattens it all out, makes it look nicer. So my welder has started to weld. Well, he's almost finished, hasn't he? The back fence onto the posts. It's like a mesh. I wanted a mesh so I can see through it. I don't want to destroy my view. So he's doing the last bit of welding, and his friend down there, he's putting the primer on. Brown, grey primer. And this morning he's done all that. Look at it, it's gone mad. He's done all that. That'll stop that dog from jumping in, won't it? I think we got a dog from a couple of houses away that comes up and jumps over there. Well, that'll stop him. So that's all looking nice. And what colour will we paint it? Well, I don't know. I rather fancy that gold on the mesh, or that brass colour that we got on the front. Paint that on the mesh, or spray it on the mesh, or do something. And then the poles and the framing, dark grey. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. So he's been busy doing that today. I reckon they'll finish that by the end of today. So that's another job off his list. So in my initial thoughts, he's put the backsplash on there. He's got to round that off there, that top, a little bit. But that's been fitted in place. This little bit that hangs down has been fitted in place. So has the long one. In fact, it all has. So all of that's been fitted in place. The two, I don't know, what do you call them? Upstands, backsplashes, I don't know, but they're ready. He's got to do this long one. He's put the hob and the sink in place. Could do with a bit of protection over that, but I'm sure he'll get round to it. The cabinets just need a damn good clean, and a little bit of, I hope that's not damage. Oh, it is. Oh, look at that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You'll have to take that off and redo it, won't he? Got to be careful when you do these things. And then he's got to do the bit that hangs down here. He says he's going to finish today. The granite. Going to finish the granite with all the polishing and everything. Disguise all the joints. You can still see that joint, but it just isn't finished yet, so give the guy a break. Okay, so that's it for this morning. See what we find this afternoon. Not sure whether I showed you that, but that's the making good of the chase that was done for the power supply. What the electrician had to do was bring a heavier duty wire from the fuse box down to there, and then that one goes under the floor, so he had to pull it to there, and then he's had a new wire from there to there. So hats off to the Sparky. And now the painter's going to have an attack on that. See if he can disguise that. I'm sure he can. And here's the things he needs to stand on. Coming in. Well, I just put up the shade to the pond. Very amateurish. I suspect I'll get Ronnie just to make it a little bit prettier. But it's 33 degrees, man. Feels like 40. 64% humidity. Ay. It's a killer for a man of my age. So I'm having a well-earned rest with a Tropicana twister. The obligatory can of Coke, small size. And I'm just taking it easy for a bit. Then I'll go back, I'll tell Ronnie his new duties, finish the pipes to the pond and do the shade to the pond, and see what he's got to say about that. I must admit, the water that we had, standing water by the pond in all the rainstorms, has now disappeared. But the grass is lush and green. So he didn't mind it at all. I thought it might kill it, but no, he didn't mind it. Anyway, let me recover a little bit more. There you go, he's done that. He's given that a good old clean, giving it the first coat. Next week he'll come back, give it another coat, maybe wait a few days. It might shrink, it might crack, who knows. Then he comes back, does a bit of the filling and slaps another coat on it. So generally speaking, it started and it's looking good. Thank you, Mr. Painter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
But very hot, sir.
Yes. Very hot. You can't see that one at all now. I'll be honest, I'll have to wait till it starts to crack before I see that one. Well, I hope you enjoyed all that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for all the messages of support and everything I'm getting. Hopefully next week on the year anniversary we'll have some positive news about moving in. So without further ado, I wish you all a great week, a happy week, a healthy week, and may all your dreams come true. Thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe. I love you all.